If I had taken my medicine, I would not have felt sick. If I had studied for the test, I would have gotten a good grade. If I had taught a different lesson, then you would have learned something else, and not the third conditional, which is what we're going to talk about coming right up. Welcome to today's lesson, which is all about the third conditional. We're going to talk about the third conditional, and we are also going to practice the third conditional. And I'm going to tell you how to use it and when to use it and, well, why we use it, which is where I want to begin. So, why do we even use the third conditional? Well, we use it to talk about the past, and it is an unreal situation because it did not happen. We cannot change the past, so this is not possible, and we're basically just thinking about some event or situation, and we're imagining how things would have been different. Now remember, when we're talking about conditionals, these are if statements, and they're made up of two parts, which is a condition and a result. The condition, which is our if clause, is going to have a subject and a verb. And in this case, with the third conditional, the condition is talking about the event that we're thinking about in the past. So for example, I could say, if I had bought a car. Now, look at the grammar here. In this clause, in our if statement, we are going to use the past perfect. If I had bought a car. As I said before, this is an unreal situation because, well, do I have a car? No. I'm just thinking about this situation if I had a car. Now, what would be the result if I had a car? I could say, I would have taken a road trip. Now pay attention to the grammar in this clause as well. It also has a subject and a verb, but the grammar that we're going to use is would plus have plus the past participle. Now my subject is I, and the verb is take, but the past participle of take is taken. So I would say, I would have taken a road trip. That is what I'm imagining would have happened. So when we're using the third conditional, we're going to follow this structure. If I had bought a car, I would have taken a road trip. Did I buy a car? No. Did I take a road trip? No. This is what I would have done if I had bought a car. But I didn't buy a car, so I didn't take a road trip. It didn't happen. Let's look at a few more examples. And for these, I will give you the condition first and then the result. And please, 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 please pay close attention to the grammar that we're using. If we hadn't fed the squirrels, they would have been very hungry. So again, this is an unreal situation because, well, we did feed the squirrels and they don't look hungry. If he had typed his essay yesterday, he would not have worked on it today. Again, this is a situation that did not happen because he did not type his essay yesterday. If we had seen a shark, we would have gotten the hell out of there. But we didn't see a shark, it didn't happen, and we're just imagining, well, what would have happened? Now, keep in mind the punctuation. If the condition comes before the result, then we need a comma to separate the two clauses. But if we switch these and the result comes before the condition, then there is no comma needed. We would have gotten the hell out of there if we had seen a shark. Let's see some more examples on how the third conditional is used in different situations.
If you had been there, you would have laughed just as hard as I did. If you had been there, you would have laughed just as hard as I did.
If my father had seen the things that I've seen, he'd also tell you to burn the dead before nightfall. If my father had seen the things that I've seen, he'd also tell you to burn the dead before nightfall.
Charles had fathered that boy, he would have told us. Charles had fathered that boy, he would have told us.
Wouldn't have had to do it at all if you hadn't told him to do it. Wouldn't have had to do it at all if you hadn't told him to do it.
You had gone to school there, you'd be obsessed with it too. You had gone to school there, you'd be obsessed with it too.
Now, are you ready for the big moment? Because it is time to practice using the third conditional. So, what I want you to do is practice using the third conditional in the comments, and I want you to give us an example from your life. So, think about your life. Think about an event in the past that did not happen. Now think, if it had happened, what would have been the result? So I want you to write us a sentence using the third conditional. And you can use this right here to help you out as a bit of a starting point. And I would also encourage all of you to read each other's comments, because that gives you an idea as to how we can use the third conditional and, help us learn a little bit about each other. So if you enjoyed this lesson, please hit that like button and feel free to share this lesson with your friends, classmates, anyone you know who's trying to improve their English grammar skills, especially with the third conditional. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to write to us in the comments, and we will see you next time. Because practice makes perfect. So I'm going to tell you, so let's look, thanks so much for watching. Does that make sense? I don't think it does.